Yo! Let me test the chat, see if it's working. Test 1. Test 2. Is it showing across all scenes? No, it's not. Why isn't it showing? Ah, that's why. Because I don't have the chat in the other scenes. Perfect. I'm missing. Why can't I edit? There we go. Perfect. Okay, that's that scene done. And this scene done. I think I just need to move the whole thing up. Perfect. Everything looks good. Yo, yo, yo. Do. Okay, audio looks fine. Music looks fine. Let me just get my comments up because, as always, I'm always far behind on replying to people. Bow wow. Let's time for some comment replies, as always. Bossman said on the Forbidden Planet video, dope. Thanks. Glad you enjoyed. I'm always curious to see who is English. I say English. Who comes from the UK and who's not from the UK. The video's been doing really well. But yeah, I feel like you never really get a good understanding on how far everything is and how long it took. Unless you live in the UK. 800 miles is a long time, over 2.5 days. And a lot of money to spend on train travel. Zeus keeps saying he's missing me live. What would be great if you can. I do upload. The reason I don't keep the VODs live is because, one, I play a lot of copywritten music. So a lot of it's like got copyright strikes in it, and some of it's red flagged, which means I think you can't have the video go live completely. Whilst if there's a copyright strike on it, you can make it go live and you can't monetize it. But there's a red one, which means you can't make it go live, unfortunately. So I private all of my live streams, and then I do upload them onto a different channel, just like keep them all private, just in case like I want to use it for whatever reason. Good idea. I do keep the VODs. Maybe I won't say maybe. I should make them live. I'll keep you posted. Thanks. Born. What up? How's it going? How was your weekend? I forgot to mention, 2 weekends ago, I went to go see the Dragon Ball Superheroes movie. That was pretty good. It was funny. When we walked in, there was a lady with her 2 children, and I immediately knew they weren't going to stay very long because the kids looked younger than the boy was maybe 5 years old, and the girl was probably around, I don't know, 3, 4. And in my head, I'm thinking there's no way they're going to be reading subtitles. They came to the Dragon Ball movie thinking that it was going to be English. And yeah, shortly after, they got up and then they left. But it was an alright movie. It was pretty good. I mentioned that because I was speaking to my friend just before going live about the movie. But yeah, Born, how was your weekend? How's work going? I hope you're not too busy. Another day off? Why are you only taking one day off? What have you got planned for today? More relaxing? Elden Ring? Langston. I don't even know if I'm saying the name right. I believe Crazy Food Truck is only 3 volumes in total. I thought it was fun, turn my brain off read, but I didn't have high expectations and just enjoyed it for what it was. The nudity is a bit unnecessary though, and if it was for comedic relief, it didn't really hit the mark for me. Yeah, I agree to that. It's I'm glad it's only 3 volumes. I think the last chapter was very intriguing. I would like to see where it goes from here. But yeah, the nudity definitely didn't hit the mark, like you said, how it should have done. If you read something like High School of the Dead, which has obviously mostly females as the main cast, and most of them wearing short skirts, big chests, and a lot of it is just like the stupidity of them holding guns and fighting zombies. That's where the fan service kind of complements the action. They say sex and horror kind of goes hand in hand since the late 70s, probably even before then. And even something like My Dress Up Darling, probably kind of similar. The fan service kind of complements the romance and comes at funny moments for the main character. Like, obviously you have the trope of walking into girls in the bathroom, those kind of things, but there's other reasons for it as well. Obviously being cosplay, the main character gets proper hands-on when doing measurements and stuff, but it works. But for Crazy Food Truck, it just didn't. The main character, the second, I guess she's the main character really, but she's just naked for no reason. When she's naked, there has to be some sort of punchline. The punchline is her just being naked. There's nothing after that. There's no one's the old man's not embarrassed. She's not embarrassed. It just seems, I don't know, seems silly. Catching up some backlog manga and comics, doing some cleaning. Bane of all of our lives, doing the cleaning. Halfway through Blue Giant, really love how well it conveys passion in playing music. Oh, good. We said already, didn't we, that they're coming out with a movie, right? That should be good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's 5 omnibuses, right? I can imagine with omnibuses, they take so long to get through. Spirit Circle, how's it going? Yes, good evening, afternoon. It's evening. It's 8 o'clock here in the UK. How's it going? How's your day been? Yeah, listen, I totally agree with a Crazy Food Truck. But as it's only 3 volumes, I'll give it a shot. She also mentions what she's been reading. She read Colorless, Free Reign, Alice in Borderland. I need to start Alice in Borderland. Ghost Reaper Girl. How was Ghost Reaper Girl? How was Ghost Reaper Girl and World End Salty? I hear a lot of good news about Salty. Yeah, I hear a few people mention it. That is pretty good. I don't hear anyone talking about Ghost Reaper Girl. I still haven't given it a chance on the Shonen Jump app. Ragnar Crimson is on my to buy next list. Oh, you're from the UK as well. You may have already told me, but I have a terrible memory. I'm sorry. Doing well, trying to get a bit of manga reading. What have you been reading? Anything interesting? How am I doing? I'm doing okay. I'm doing pretty good. I went out over the weekend on Saturday. I met up with someone online. I say someone. He says he's been subbed to me for like a year, and we've been talking on Twitter, just here and there. And he came down. He lives up a little bit up north. He came down to London, and he just said, "Do you want to meet up for like, an afternoon?" And we went manga shopping together. It was pretty cool. Pretty chill dude. It's always a bit strange when you meet up with someone who you chat to online. But no, he was a proper chill dude. I think we both had a good time. Yeah, we went to a few manga stores. He bought a few things. I bought a few things. Yeah, it was proper chill, proper good. And then the rest of it, I've just been organizing and preparing myself to read One Piece, which I said I was going to start on the 22nd. So I was just like organizing shelf space and stuff. 5-2-in-1 omnibuses, great quality. Weird dimensions. What kind of similar regular volumes, but 3-5? What? That sounds strange. So it's a small omnibus then, like in terms of like stature. Yeah, all the omnibuses I have are normally just like the big, like the Kodansha or the Viz signature books. That's quite a small omnibus. You got the first volume of Reaper Girl. Is it any good? Liked it more than you thought. Bit silly, but the art is excellent. Maybe tonight, because I've been reading Shonen Jump, weekly Shonen Jump, every single week on a Sunday. And as of late, I've just slowly stopped reading certain series. But yeah, Monday is normally where I catch up on everything. But maybe tonight I'll read some Ghost Reaper. Oyasumi, evening. Could you say good night, evening? How's it going? Do I own any manhwa? No, I don't own any manhwa. I haven't read a tremendous amount. And the ones I have read, I probably couldn't tell you off the top of my head. What ones are you looking to buy, Hono? Isn't Solo Leveling a manhwa? And Tower of God? There was a big thing couple of years ago, like a few manhwa got turned into anime, and everyone was just expecting it to blow up. And people seem to be enjoying them. Although I don't think we have a physical edition for Tower of God. Flowers of Evil. Yeah, my Flowers of Evil copies are the singles. That sounds strange. That's a really small omnibus size. Bubs, you don't have to say sorry for being late. There is never a time expectancy when joining any stream, whether it be mine or somebody else's. You jump in when you can. But mac and cheese sounds good. Is that for dinner, for lunch? Have I heard of the new series like Demon Prize? Super good first chapter. I read the new chapter. This one here, I read it. What is it called? Tokyo Demon Bride Story. Damn, that's a mouthful. I thought it was pretty cute. I'd never really like to give my first impressions on a single chapter. I think 50 pages to say, yeah, the story's really good or not. I feel that's a bit too preemptive, if you ask me. But yeah, I thought it was cute. It'd be interesting to see what kind of story they go down. Because at the moment, obviously, you have the main character who's male, his bride or love interest, I guess, female, and then he lives with two other people. I think it sounded like they're related, but You know how the Japanese are when it comes to them calling each other brothers and sisters, they're not always related. So there's 3 females at the moment, and then the main like villain of the chapter was female as well, although a demon. But yeah, I hope it's just not like a kind of cliche harem kind of story. It'll be interesting. I hope to see some more good looking demons. Regardless, I'll still read it. I read pretty much everything from Shonen Jump. Weekly anyway. Really odd sizes. Next time I go to a comic book store, I'll try and see if I can get my hands on, or not physically buy it, but just so I can touch it, textualize what this kind of strange omnibus size is. You're buying the boxer? What's the boxer? Yeah, I don't buy anything from Right Stuff. I think maybe because the shipping's really expensive to come over to the UK. Are you late for stream? No, no one's ever late for stream. All right, I think I have finished with all of my comments, which means I probably just want to go through a couple of bits of manga news that I found that was interesting. Let me just make sure all the tabs and tallies are up. It's been a while, but I really enjoyed the manga for Ancient Magus Bride. It came out 5 years ago. That's crazy. It's in production now for next year. It's crazy when you really enjoy an anime, then you find out it's getting a season 2 and it tells you, and you look back on how long it was season 1. It's crazy. I don't see this in a lot of people's collections. I would love to buy the physical versions of the manga, but they're quite hard to. Some of the teen volumes are quite difficult to find. Mac and Cheese's lunch. And you finished Fire Punch. I really need to jump on Fire Punch. Did you enjoy it? I think you're the fourth person in the past 4 days to tell me that they've read Fire Punch. Maybe I should pick it up. Someone told me Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and now today that they finished Fire Punch. You feel like you've been waiting forever for Vinland Saga Season 2? Yeah. January, I think. I'm pretty sure it's January. My anime list. Pretty sure seasonal. Is it winter 2000? Yeah, winter 23. So you don't have to wait too long. Another 4 months. It will probably come out middle of January, probably. Hopefully it'll be good. Have you read any of the manga? Because honestly, after watching the anime myself and falling in love with the series and watching the manga, I don't think I'd ever choose the anime over the manga. It's so beautiful. Looking forward to it. Good. Yeah, Ancient Magus Bride. I'm looking forward to this. It's kind of just like a cute shonen series. I think the main character, I can't even remember her name, Chise, I think her name was. I'm interested to see how she progresses with her magic. One Piece Film Red official release date. Yeah, I think that comes out in America in October. That's what they said on Twitter, I think it was. Which I'm a little bit upset about. People in the UK will just have to wait. It normally comes out around the same time, if not a little bit after. The Dragon Ball Superheroes movie that just came out. I saw that a couple of weeks ago. That came out around the same time as America. We always seem to get things late. I just hope that the One Piece movie isn't delayed too late. Is your favorite work from Fujimoto? Yeah, you haven't read Chainsaw Man yet. Well, you can watch the anime. The anime starts. I'm just looking now. I'm actually on my anime list. Well, the anime starts in October, so if you don't want to read it, you can just watch the first. It's probably 12 episodes. I reckon it will be, and then that will give you a good idea if it's for you. Although there are a few people in here now that will say Chainsaw Man is second to Fire Punch. They prefer Fire Punch over Chainsaw Man. I think they're definitely completely different though. Oh, you did read the manga? Yeah, the farming arc's really good. The guy I met up with over the weekend, my cup of tea, he's 2 volumes in front of me, and I think he mentioned or alluded that the farming arc was finishing where he was. So I'm just in the middle of it, but it's very good. Yeah, I think you're right. The prologue will have a special place in your heart. Do I plan to see it in the cinema? Yeah, I would go to the cinema to see Red. Although I do, when it comes to anime movies, I always like to go maybe a week after or like a few days later, because I think, what did I watch? I watched the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie 3 years ago. We watched it the first viewing in our local cinema, and it was rammed. We were the last people in there, and we just made it before the film started. And literally every single time a character showed up, the cinema, everyone just stood up and started cheering and clapping. Now, I get hyped as much as everybody else does when it comes to like epic moments, especially in Dragon Ball. You can imagine the best parts are where people are, turning Super Saiyan and powering up, and the bad guy's just about to lose, and then the bad guy's about to win, and then somebody swoops in, does the cliche like save. But yeah, it's literally non-stop, people just standing up and screaming. Oh, and the My Hero Academia 2 movie from 4 years ago. Yeah, I saw that on release date. So if I go see One Piece, I'll probably wait a few days and maybe find a cinema far away from central London to go and watch it. I don't know if any of you guys have experienced the same thing. I mean, I don't mind it, to be honest, but when it's a movie and everyone's screaming and shouting, there's no pause button. So if people are screaming and I've missed something because someone's kicking my seat, I get a little bit upset. But I will definitely go see it. Let me just catch up with chat real quick. You read all of Planet Test? Planet Test is the same author as Villain Saga, right? I tried to look for that last year, and I think the 2 volumes were out of stock, but they seem to be quite regularly available now. Did you enjoy it? Any good? Born, there's so much stuff to watch. Yeah, I think this season specifically, the spring season, is it spring? Yeah, spring 2022, October. There's a lot. It's Chainsaw Man, Mob Psycho, Season 3, My Hero, Spy Family, people watching Spy Family. Is anybody excited for Bleach? The Bleach return? How long's it been since Bleach came off the air? Long time ago. A lot of people are excited about it, but I feel like the people that are excited about it must be new fans, because I remember when after, the Aizen arc, every chapter people were just dogging it. They just said how terrible it was. Personally believe Chainsaw Man is better than Fire Punch, but still enjoyable. Yeah, I'd have to read Fire Punch to make my final decision. But I think I wouldn't say 50-50. I've heard more people in my chat specifically, they've told me that they enjoyed Fire Punch more than Chainsaw Man. you give it 8 at least where you are. That's cool. You'd be surprised if it's like that for the film Red. Oh, you live in Wales? Oh, that would be nice. Hopefully it's a lot more chill. I reckon probably in big cities, maybe like Manchester, maybe Newcastle, London, definitely. It's going to be a little bit more eccentric. And people are just going to be too excited, I think. What do I think of the Bleach and Disney situation? I've got no comments on it. I think if people want to watch anime, watch it where you can. I think a lot of people don't watch anime legally. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. I don't know what the repercussions of it will be. I don't even know if it will be like region locked, because there's anime on Disney at the moment, and I'm pretty sure in the UK there's no anime whatsoever on the Disney Plus app or website, however you're watching it. But yeah, I don't know what the repercussions of Disney having Bleach means. I don't know if it means anything. But I mean, people have been complaining for quite some time that Sony's brought up that, you know, Crunchyroll and Crunchyroll and Funimation kind of merged together, then got bought out by Sony. How Crunchyroll and technically Sony are having a monopoly over everything. But then other platforms gain different anime series, and then the whole community there's an uproar. It's like, why you can't have it? Just stick everything to Crunchyroll. I feel like a lot of people just can't make up their mind if they want to have everything on one website and have it monopolized, or have it spread around. They always say it's not good for there to be a monopoly, but then you end up spending so much money on, you know, Hulu, High Dive, Crunchyroll, Funimation, although that's probably stopped by now. You know, Netflix. What do you do?
Somebody said to me, imagine you're a vegan.
What is this? I got an ad. Why did I get an ad? I shouldn't be getting ads. There we go. Have YouTube Premium. Outside of comedies, you like seeing movies weeks later, fewer people, fewer chances of disruption. Yeah. I think in general, my experience at the cinema have always been quite positive. The only negative experiences I've had are when I go to anime movies, because everyone's just so excitable. And to be fair, the only movies I've seen in cinema have been either Dragon Ball or My Hero, which are, to be fair, pretty hype. You get a lot of hype moments in it. You know, Deku and All Might fighting, and Deku and Bakugo and Goku and Vegeta just powering up, and Broly and Frieza all over the place. It gets the kids excited. But anything else I've seen, it seems kind of chill. You're confused on the Bleach 1,000-Year Blood arc. There is this the last? You know what? It's been so long since I've read the manga. I couldn't even tell you if... actually, let me follow it over here. I couldn't even tell you if it is the last arc. Bleach arcs. Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Does anybody know when Hunter x Hunter's going to be, like, going live again? Because the mangaka made his Twitter account, and he keeps posting these manuscripts with letters with numbers, and nothing seems to be following up from it. Is he like drawing loads of chapters and then he's just going to release them one after the other? Because he's been on Twitter for a long time. Since what, July, I think? Maybe June? He's been posting images for a long time of all his manuscripts, and nothing's come out. because that's really all they are when it comes to Bleach. Ichigo just goes and finds, let's just say, the princess, the main person who's been kidnapped, and then that's it. That's all he does. And then once that happens, it goes on to the next arc. There's nothing else that really happens. But I think it's exciting. There's a lot of like Dragon Ball moments, you know, with the Bunkais, everyone kind of leveling up, getting more powerful. That's exciting. I think by today's standards, I don't think it's great. I would love to reread it again. You heard he's working the cover for a volume. Maybe he's just going to release volumes at a time. Definitely good chunks of the volumes coming out. Well, it sounds like maybe he's just going to work on, I don't know, 7 to 8 chapters maybe. And maybe just release a volume every couple of years or something. Yeah, he doesn't seem to post much outside the actual numbers. Speaking of Fujimoto, well, I say speaking of Fujimoto, we was talking about him earlier. It was today that I found out that Fujimoto's assistants went on to make Hell's Paradise and Spy X Family. I vaguely have this thought in my mind that I already know this information, but when I read it this afternoon, I was quite shocked. It's crazy how we have 3 very popular series. One has an anime already. The manga physically gets sold out almost immediately. Spy Family. It's got a season 2 obviously coming very, very soon. Chainsaw Man is almost impossible to find some of the volumes, and it has been on and off. Anime coming out soon. And then Hell's Paradise, though the volumes have been selling very, very well. The anime should be coming out sometime soon, but this is probably I wouldn't say it's the least popular. It's the one I don't see many people talk about outside of, oh, I have this in my collection. I don't see a lot of talk about this, whilst people still talk about this all the time. Maybe because it's started to continue again. Dandadan 2. Maybe that's where I know it from. Speaking of Dandadan, I think the first physical volume comes out November. I want to say it's November. Amazon. How'd you spell Dandadan? Is it Dan? D-A-D-A-D-A-N? Okay, in the UK, we get it in November. November... Does it say? November 10th. That's crazy. That we've got all these new gen manga artists coming out, and every single one of their series are just hitting so hard and selling so well. I mean, I've not read Hell's Paradise at all, but it's still crazy that this is the kind of era that we live in where these manga artists are just creating hit after hit. I wouldn't say it sucks, but I mean, they all kind of work for Shueisha, whether they be on the Shonen Jump magazine or they're like on the Jump Plus online. I think it's maybe just because the magazine is so popular. That's kind of the magazine that everyone wants to go to. But it's crazy that we have like 4 really great manga artists that are just making great work. You heard he's finally letting his assistants help him as well now. I can imagine it wouldn't surprise me if he just wanted to do most of the work himself. And speaking of Chainsaw Man, I don't know if this had already been announced, but we got a release date for the first half of Fujimoto's work before Fire Punch. So we had a bunch of one-shots, and Viz are combining them into 2 separate, I guess you could call them omnibuses. If they're one-shots, is it still an omnibus? Is it still an omnibus if it's just like a bunch of one-shots being put together? I guess so. But anyways, this is the first one. It comes out in January. And I didn't realize 17 to 21 is the age that he was when he created these works. And then the second one is 22 to 24, I think. And then he made Fire Punch, and then he went on to Chainsaw Man.
Imagine you're a vegan.
I keep getting these weird adverts. Ah, that's why. Remove. Like, maybe not the mangaka of My Hero. Say that's probably going on for a while as well. Yeah, he's probably looked up to things like Dragon Ball and One Piece, etc. But they all just kind of, it's like not a domino effect, but they all inspire each other. And it's just crazy how the people that are reading his manga now in Japan, they'll be inspired in 5-6 years time. They'll be making their manga, and it'll be interesting to see what that looks like in 5-10 years time. It'll be interesting. We also got a release date for Helk as well, which a lot of people are quite excited about. I did have a quick look at the Japanese spines. How do you spell Helk? Helk, Japanese manga spines. And it's kind of annoying when I wouldn't say whitewash. I guess that's kind of rude to say something like that. But it's just so plain in comparison. Look how nice these look. Let me move my... They're so colourful in comparison. They just look so much different to this, which is white and plain. It'll be interesting to see what Volume 2 looks like. I don't know. It's kind of bland and boring when you look at your shelf and just everything's white. There's nothing wrong with it, but they're just taking the colour and the character out of everything. It would be nice to see something like this. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I've seen a few people mention about this. Scamboli mentioned this, I think last year sometime. He read it, maybe the year before. Said it was really good. What's my favorite manga spines or cover? I think I am a big fan of colored spines. So things like One Piece are really nice. Golden Kamui, Villain Saga is really nice. Although the quality of it isn't great. It's kind of like plasticky. But yeah, I've got so many favorites. I've really been enjoying the latest like Jujutsu Kaisen front covers. Jujutsu Kaisen is all black, so it stands out compared to everything else, like, you know, Naruto, Bleach, Blue Exorcist, all the Viz Shonen Jump stuff. But the front covers just look really, really nice. A lot of the Drifting Dragon manga as well is really nice as well. It's like, I do enjoy, when I look at my manga, the front cover, obviously it's not really something that you look at that in depth, but I do like a lot of detail in my manga volumes. So if you look at something like One Piece that just has like a square border with just a picture, yeah, that's great, that's cool and everything. You look at something like Drifting Dragons that has like it has like a full color front, a full cover image, and it wraps around and everything to the back. It's pretty dope. You see, Earth is it Earthchild? Yeah, I dropped it, I think, after chapter 15, 16 maybe. What is it on? What did it finish on? It finished at 27, which is about average. I think that's around normally the cutoff point. If you look at Phantom Seer, I think it was 32. Dororon was 36. Protect Me Sugamaru was 28. And Aishimon was 25. But yeah, I mean, I dropped Earthchild quite early, just over halfway. I thought it was kind of boring. It kind of threw you into the characters almost immediately. And I don't know, there was a love there that really had no meaning. I didn't have to care for the wife or the husband or why they loved each other. They just fell in love. And yeah, then she just went off to space and froze herself. But yeah, I'd probably maybe watch, I think Manga Crash said he's going to make a video on it. So I'll probably watch his video, see what he thinks about it. And hopefully he'll give some sort of spoilers so I don't have to spend time reading the whole thing. Number 5 cover spines are some of your favorite. Yeah, they are very nice. Very nice. Yeah, and they have the French flaps as well, so they open up. It's almost like, I don't know how long it is. It's like that you get the front, the back, and then you get the 2 extras, which is almost like three covers in a way. It's super beautiful. Yeah, when I look at my shelf, I like something with a bit of color. I mean, look at Naruto. It's just, you know, the orange Naruto logo. Everything's white. It's kind of boring. Right. I have one small, tiny, itty bitty. What? There you are. Package to open. I think I know what this is. I think this is my last ever pre-order that I have with Amazon. And I did see this over the weekend. It's Tokyo Revengers Volume 2, which encompasses Volume 3 and 4. It's obviously the omnibuses. What am I currently reading at the moment? I'm reading quite a lot. Lately, I've been reading a lot of josei and shoujo, just to widen my reading vocabulary. But this weekend, I'm probably going to get down to start reading some Tokyo Revengers. Now, there was a big hoo-ha in America. I'm sure if there's any Americans in chat, you could tell me. But there was a lot of issues with quality control over these volumes. Maybe I'm very lucky, but these just feel so nice. In saying that, I look at this, you can actually see there's a difference. Oh, you can't actually see it on camera. There's a slight difference. Maybe this is what you meant. But the paper quality is different. Volume 1, the images, the paper is... I don't know if it's higher grade, but it's definitely more pale and white in comparison to Volume 2, which looks a lot more like the traditional standard Viz media manga, which is like almost like newspaper quality. Maybe this is what you guys meant. It's strange when you see people online, they talk about issues, quality issues. It's hard to see on camera, but now that I have it physically here, different paper, yes. What about the Barnes & Noble edition? Is the Barnes & Noble, because I thought it was just the Barnes & Noble dispute that they were having, because obviously you had the standard edition, then you had the Barnes & Noble version, which had this as the front cover, and I heard they were both two different, they were almost like two different volumes. One was slightly thicker, different paper, but then when this one came out, it was the same issue, so you almost had three different ones. Man, that's crazy. I guess maybe they wanted to make, I don't know, make a saving. But why is it so thick in comparison? This looks like a 2-in-1, but this looks more like a, I don't know, 2.5-in-1. So I've not actually read this, but I have watched the anime from last year when it came out. I think it was enjoyable. Extras start on page 389. And extras start on page 392. Is there an actual page? Oh, there we go. 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. Nearly 400 pages in volume 2. And then volume 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is literally a 2-page difference. This one has 2 more pages. I have a feeling this is not bigger because it has 2 extra pages. But I'm guessing because they used the lower quality paper. Like I said, this is more like the Viz newspaper kind of quality, like the yellowy kind of paper that you get. Whereas this seems a lot nicer. Either way, I'm still excited to read this. I was going to wait until I got to volume, I think 6 or 7, which would be volume 3 or volume 4 of the omnibuses, because I think that's where the anime leaves off. But I don't think we're going to get volume 3 until later in the year, maybe January time. So I think I'm probably just going to pick them up, read them now, this weekend anyway. Using Forbidden Planet, saw volume 1 of Tokyo Revengers had the same paper as my volume 2. I got this one from Amazon. This volume 1. So this came... Maybe it came from America. Maybe it's the first print, and what you saw in Forbidden Planet is like the second print, which is going to be the same quality as the first print for this. Is there a print edition? Probably with the back, right? It says first printing, and this is probably going to be the same. This literally came out, I think, 2 days ago in the UK. Yeah. Yeah, kind of sucks. And this is 7 Seas, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it. Someone clearly made the decision to change the paper quality. I don't know. I'm probably going to be going to Forbidden Planet in the next couple of days, maybe over the weekend. So I might have a look again to see. Not that I would change this volume, but it would just be nice to know if or why they've changed it. I'd like to know if the second volume, the first volume, is thicker as well, with the cheaper quality paper. Manga's crazy. Crazy, crazy. So that is it for my manga haul. I literally have no other manga on back order. So everything that I'm going to be buying now is probably just going to be for my current series rather than anything new. I don't think there's anything new coming out. Actually, in saying that, I literally just showed Dun 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 for November and Helk. But that's quite a way away. But also, last week I read literally 4 volumes. I read hardly any manga last week. I was so busy over the weekend doing video editing and stuff. But I finished Nisekoi with volumes 23, 24, 25. And I must say, the last 3, 4 volumes were actually quite interesting. It wrapped up the story quite nicely. All of the girls got their story concluded. They basically all said I love you to him, whether or not he heard it or not. For every girl was kind of different. But yeah, I think it wrapped up really well for a harem series. Sometimes a harem series just doesn't have that. They'll just let girls just disappear without declaring their love to the main character. But I really wasn't sure who he was going to pick in the end. I don't mind his decision. At the end of the day, I think it could have gone either way with these 2 girls. These are like, this was his love interest from the beginning. This was the fake girlfriend for the whole time. But yeah, I would say 25 volumes, way too long. Way too long. The first 8 volumes were interesting. The last 3 were interesting. Everything in the middle, big doo-doo. Big doo-doo. And then I read the first volume of Black Lagoon. Now this and Bakuman are the last 2 series in my collection that I have to read. Everything else that I have, I'm pretty much up to date on. Other than One Piece as well, but I'll be tackling One Piece later on in the month. But yeah, I had really fond memories. This was one of my first anime that I ever watched. Let me see if I could actually find... I'm pretty sure it was maybe my 3rd or 4th anime that I'd ever watched. DB. Yeah, this was really good. When I was younger, most of the stuff that I was watching was Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece. So when I came across this anime with like beautiful, strong women with guns and blowing people's heads off, I was just set back. I had no idea that anime could be like this. It was so strong. The characters were really interesting. The story was thrilling. And yeah, so I'm excited to reread the series again. It's just come off of hiatus. Volume 11 and Volume 12 have recently just come out, I think this year. I have the first 10, so I'll be looking to pick those up. But it's always interesting to see when it comes to long-running series. I mean, this has just come back off hiatus from Volume 11, Volume 11 and Volume 12. But people who are only just getting into manga in the last 5 years, who are just seeing Volume 11 and 12 being released for the first time, if they want to get into the series, the first few volumes are hard to get. So I'd be interested to see if they actually reprint this. Let me just looking through my anime list. If I sort by, there we go. Man, I've watched so much anime. Not as of late though. It literally is. I'll show you. Yeah, no, this is really good. I'm thoroughly enjoying reading this again. Revi is beautiful, strong, and passionate about killing people. What's it about? It's about 4 people. They work for a courier service. courier service. They go around delivering goods, but they also have like a side hustle of delivering drugs, bounty hunting. They also take on jobs for like assassination, high value item retrievals, and most of the time that whenever they get to their destination, they're always met with conflict. So guns come out, people get shot, you know, people doing drug deals in the wrong area have to be taken care of, that kind of thing. The main character is a salaryman who gets caught up in the whole spiel, and the other three members, kind of, one of them is the techie guy. He handles all the equipment, driving all the sonar stuff on the ships. The other guy is kind of like, I guess, the manager. He kind of gets all the jobs in, talks to all the other big honchos in the town. And the main girl, Revi, she's just out to kill people. She just wants to smoke cigarettes, get drunk, and kill people. That's all she wants to do. It's not really it's got no comedy in it. It's also got a little bit, I wouldn't say it's ecchi, but you get a lot of butt shots, boob shots, but it's done in such a tasteful manner. And normally during the sections where there's action, so where the gunfights happened, the volume that I just read, our main guys who work for their company's called Black Lagoon, they had to retrieve a painting that was in a sunken ship. So they've gone down to go and collect it. And then also another ship has come on with a bunch of Nazis who want to retrieve the painting as well. So they all go into the submarine together. There's a bit of a shootout. Then they go to the surface. The Nazis end up with the painting. So they have to board the ship, take the painting, shoot everybody. It gets a little bit kind of, I wouldn't say scary. I wouldn't say it's gory either. It's a little bit, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Just high intensity when it comes to the shooting. But yeah, the characters are super interesting. I love Revi. Rock is quite a down-to-earth character, and he brings Revi's high emotion, high impact down a couple of notches, which is quite interesting. Ark, how's it going? You watched the Black Lagoon anime and you loved it? Yeah, I think it was great. It has been a while since I've watched it. You watched the dubbed? I'd have to watch the dub. There was a section where, in the Japanese anime anyway, where obviously she's I think she comes from Thailand, and in the anime she's speaking Japanese, and she comes across this, I think, of an American dude or Russian dude, and she starts speaking English in the Japanese in the Japanese anime, and the guy starts speaking, I think he starts speaking Russian, and yeah, it was just super confusing because when you read it, they normally just put everything in English text. So it's quite confusing, but when you watch the anime, it's quite interesting because you don't often see that with people speaking different languages. Roberta's Blood Trial was very good. Yeah, was that the second season? I think it was the second season. Yeah, Roberta's quite interesting. She's like the maid. She plays it really cool and calm, but she's like, I think they call her Bloodhound. She's super crazy. Not what you expected. You can stick it on the list. I don't know where you could watch it legally, and I don't know where you could read it legally, to be honest. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. The second volume, I must say, was a little bit slower. The Nazi ship thing was quite a slug to get through. Oh, was it an OVA, was it? After season 2. Let me just look at when did I watch it? I watched this 2007. I watched it in literally 2 days. 2007. I think I just left school then. See, I had ample time. I think I was unemployed. Because then I watched season 2 all in one day. Man, crazy. Nearly 15 years ago. Or 15, yeah, nearly 15 years ago. Might still be on Netflix. Oh, true say. I'll have to have a look because I would love to watch it again. Reading it is fine. I think when you read it, there's so much more. You can get away with so much more in manga format because obviously it's, I don't know. They tend to not show bullets go through people's heads in anime, but in the manga, you'll normally see people's heads blown off and being shot all over the place. They swear a lot more. And the sex scenes are normally quite intense as well. You get a lot more butt and boob shots in this. Did I watch the OVA? I don't think I did. Sequel. I'm sure I watched this, but why isn't it on? Oh, it's because I'm not logged in. It's somewhere, I'm sure. No, I can't find it. It's somewhere though. I'm sure. I'm pretty sure that I've watched it. But yeah, Black Lagoon was pretty cool. I'm looking forward. There's 9 more volumes for me to read. Well, 8 more because I've already read volume 2 this morning. Yeah, it's action packed. Actually, let me show some of the images. So this is Revi as she jumps aboard a ship to kind of confront her enemy. Her big guns. She kind of sticks her headphones in and just runs around killing people, shooting people. And yeah, there's a lot of action sequences. You can see like you got a top down, bottom up shot. So although she wears short shorts, you can sometimes see a little bit more than what you would expect. But yeah, she just goes around killing people, shooting people. It's pretty fun, pretty enjoyable. And then there's a lot of serious conversations that they have after the missions, because Rock is a salaryman and she needs to value life more and value her own life more, and she beats herself down because she comes from poverty. If I watch again to the dub, I would, definitely. On the second time round, I tend to watch anime in the dubbed if they have it. And I can imagine, was it actually good? Like, I find Cowboy Bebop is probably one of the only dub series from early on that was quite interesting and still enjoyable to watch. And then, what else? Steins Gate was also pretty good as well. Revia sexy as hell? Yeah. I want her to kick me in the balls and then shoot me in the head. That kind of sexy. Yeah, I'll give it a shot in dubbed, for sure. What have I got here? I've got so many tabs. I'm just going to close out some of these things. I don't want you. Just getting... Look. Yeah, I'm looking forward to catching up with more Black Lagoon. I'll probably... So that's 8 more chapters. And then I have Golden Kamui, which I probably won't read. Most likely. Bakuman, sorry, I probably won't read. That's 20 volumes. So by the time I finish Black Lagoon, probably this weekend coming. And then I want to start Tokyo Revengers. There's a few other things that I want to watch. Then before I know it, it's One Piece time. Just noticed my cat. Yes, what? He's Noctis. He's been sleeping all day. He was up all last night, causing havoc. But he'll be up soon. Always love a good dub. Just finished Kill la Kill, which was fantastic dub. That captured the insanity of... Yeah. What did I? Oh, I also watched. Same Studio Trigger. Um, is it Akame ga Kill? No, it's not. What else did I watch by Trigger? I watched Little Witch Academia. It has the same kind of like comedic energy with their animation, like the characters like all over the place. And I think, yeah, I enjoyed the dub for that. That was quite good. I didn't enjoy the dub for Darling in the Franxx. I just watched the English for that. The Japanese, sorry. Best dub is Great Pretender. I never did watch The Great Pretender. My cup of tea, my guy. How's it going? How was your trip? How was the plane ride? Did you read Town of Pigs? Did you read any of the manga that you purchased? Yeah, Kill the Killer was good. One dub I would love to watch, I've only watched the first 2 episodes, is Ghost Stories. If you ever get a chance, that's very good. They're very, very funny. Not for the same reason as like Kill la Kill or, you know, Cowboy Bebop. It's more of a comedy thing. But yeah, I would say if you get a chance, do Ghost Stories. Always have favorited the Cowboy Bebop dub. Yeah, the Cowboy Bebop dub was good. And I think it still holds. And you're off, Sparrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care, and I'll see you next time. And speaking of see you next time, I don't think I can stay around much longer. What's the time? It's 9 o'clock. I've been streaming for an hour. That's normally my time to go. Kim, you came at the perfect time for me to leave. Coach home was grim. Yeah, I can imagine. Wasn't great. 3 hours, right? You've already stuck it on the to be read pile? You're never going to read it. Never. Ghost Stories? Yeah. I thought it was fake as well. It's hilarious. I've seen more clips than I have episodes, but yeah, if you ever get round to it, I would say if you got Crunchyroll, get the dub of Ghost Stories up, watch it. It'll be a good time. It's quite long. But yeah, I think it's funny. Watch it with a few friends. You came a bit late. I said this earlier on in the stream. There's never a late moment when you come to the stream. You came, you said hi. I couldn't ask for anything more. Whether you've been here for 5 seconds, 5 minutes, or the whole duration, I still appreciate it. But as always, before I leave, I do have a video that I had gone live. The Boogie Snacks video did so well for my analytics that I decided to do another one. This time I had to look at HVL Manga's manga collection. She's recently just hit 10,000 subs. I picked her because she's also on my favorite, not my favorite list, but a lot of my subscribers get filtered through from her. So I decided to do hers as well. And her collection is actually really impressive. Impressive in the sense that almost nothing is out of date. But it's crazy. But if you want to give that a watch, you can. If you don't have time, you don't have to watch it. It's fine. I'd rather you not click on it and not watch it than click on it and click off. If you're going to watch it, you can just click it and just walk away. You don't have to pay attention. But as always, it's time to leave. Enjoy the rest of your evenings, your mornings. And I'll probably be here next time. Same time, every Monday. I think next week as well. I'm probably going to take next week off of work. So I may stream longer. She hasn't been collecting long. Not a lot of the more popular manga tubers have been. East Coast Manga, he's only been like collecting for just shy of 2 years. I think a year and a half. Before then, he was collecting Supreme t-shirts and trainers. Safa just came in, but by then, if I could stay for you, I would. But unfortunately, I do have other plans for 9:30 in the next 20 minutes. But there is always the next time. I'll always be here on a Monday. Maybe next time I'll stream a little bit longer. I do need to buy a shelf. I've just realized I've run out this morning. I've run out of manga space on my shelf. So I need to get a second shelf. I think I might get the same one, which is triple stacked. You can see I've got loads of One Piece here. And behind that is Dragon Ball Super. And then behind that is Promised Neverland. So I've got 3 volumes stacked behind each other. Have I had a chance to read some over the weekend? Yeah, I haven't at all. This weekend was filled with seeing you and just kind of catching up with organising the manga shelf. But this week, I'll be reading a lot. Next week, I'm taking hopefully the whole week off work. So I'll take some time to read a load of manga. Still amazed how I managed to stack so many on the shelves. Yeah, it's very well built, I must say. You're very selective of your collection. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest going and just buying everything. Especially considering in today's climate, it's hard to collect everything. Because 1, everything's out of stock. And 2, there's just too many good series out there. But anyways, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, weebs, I will see you all next time. Sefa, I'm glad you're enjoying Villain Saga. Keep reading it. I've just got to volume 6. I hope you continue with it. It's very good. That's enough for me. I'll see you all soon. Take care.